Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to start our 2023 college football predictions week 1. And as you can see, we're doing stuff a little different. For one, we're no longer focusing on the ESPN College Pick'em game this year, as I did get some backlash about not covering big games that didn't occur on that Saturday. And instead this year, we're going to focus on only Power 5 schools and Notre Dame. So that means some some predictions going to run shorter, others going to run longer. So with that being said, let's jump right into this. And we're going to start off with the Florida Gators taking on the Utah Utes. And the spread for this one is about 4.5 if I'm correct. Now, if you remember last year, the Utah Utes had Florida on the ropes. They actually outgained them in total offense, if I remember. But a crucial mistake at the goal line gave Florida a monumental victory. And basically many people jumped on the Florida hype bandwagon. This time around, I do think Utah is going to get their revenge against Florida. But it should not take away from a good game, from a bad game. This is actually going to be a good game. But I'm going to roll with Utah to win. Next we have is Nebraska taking on Minnesota. An early Big Ten matchup for this year. And this game is going to be played in Minnesota. Also, Nebraska is the first year in the Matt Rule era. Minnesota, another year in the PJ Fleck era. They have a 7-point favorites. And they're at home, so I'm probably going to go ahead and take Minnesota at home. But beware Nebraska. That's all I'll say. Now we're on to the Saturday games. We have Colorado, led by first-year coach Deion Sanders, taking on TCU, who are coming off an appearance from the national championship game that they probably shouldn't have been in. Now TCU, they had a lot of departures this year. Colorado, they had a lot of people coming in from the portal, most of them from Jackson State. And again, the spread for this one is 20 points. Yikes. I will say TCU will win, but I don't think they'll cover the spread. That's all I'll say. Next we have is Virginia taking on the Tennessee Volunteers. And this game's going to be in Nashville. And it's ironic that I'm going to be in that city for the whole weekend. I'm not going to that game, though, but I'm just going to be in Nashville for the weekend. And yeah, I don't think this one's not going to be even close. I think Tennessee wins in convincing fashion. Their spread is like 27.5 points. I will definitely take that spread. And a Tennessee victory. Then we have the Ohio State Buckeyes traveling to Indiana to take on the Hoosiers. Now Ohio State, they had CJ Stroud. He's not taking snaps for this team anymore. He's gone to the NFL. And it's been told that the starting QB for Ohio State is McCord, a big unknown. The spread for this game is going to be 30 points in favor of Ohio State. I mean, yes, they're going to win this game, but I don't think they're going to cover that spread. Then we have West Virginia taking on Penn State in Happy Valley. Penn State, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much of either of these two teams. I just know West Virginia is not going to be that good this year. And the spread for this one is, I know Penn State has a big spread. It's 20.5 points. And I probably would go ahead and take that spread. I think Penn State wins in convincing fashion. Next we have is a Saturday night game between the North Carolina Tar Heels And the South Carolina Gamecocks in Charlotte, North Carolina. Another battle of the Carolinas. Who is the real Carolina? We don't know. So with this being said, the spread for this one is going to be 2.5 in favor of North Carolina. But as for me picking a winner, I know a lot of people want to take North Carolina in this one. But I'm actually going to go with South Carolina. And the only reason why I'm taking South Carolina against my North Carolina Tar Heels is because I don't trust that Tar Heel defense whatsoever. Sorry. Then we have Northwestern taking on Rutgers. Now, Northwestern had a pretty tumultuous offseason. If I've been told that Pat Fitzgerald, he was fired after some hazing allegations for an unnamed player. Rutgers, they're pretty much the laughing stock of college football, at least in the Big Ten. And this game will be played on Sunday, and Rutgers is favored. I am going to go with Rutgers to win this game, but I think this one's going to be more of a toss-up than what you think. Just saying. And now, we have, for the first time ever, the JG Sports Game of the Week. And it's going to be none other than LSU, ranked 5th, taking on Florida State, ranked 8th. Now, I'll say this much. I don't know what the status of this game as with the hurricane coming into Florida. I don't know if it's going to pass on that Sunday, or is it going to be just, I don't know if it's going to be passed on that Sunday or it's still going to be there. I don't know what the status of this game is. But assuming things is all goes, this is expected to be a pretty big matchup. And winner-wise, I know this game's going to be held in Orlando, Florida. I think LSU's going to win. If you remember last year, they were an extra point away from at least going to overtime, but it got blocked and Florida State got the win. But I think LSU does have this in the back of their mind. They want revenge. I'm taking the LSU Tigers in this one. And before we go, we have one more game to predict this week. The Monday Nighter between Clemson and Duke. Now, Duke, a lot of people are saying Duke might have a pretty good team this year, as Riley Leonard is one of the best QBs in the ACC. For Clemson, this is the first full year of Cade Klubnik as the starter. And I know that school did have other departures, particularly on their defense. What I think will happen in this game is, as Clemson is 12.5 favorites, I think Duke will get off to a hot start, but at the end of the day, I think Clemson will win, and they probably win by like 10 points. I think it's going to be a hard-fought victory for Clemson. So tell me what you think about this in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.